we may have even talked about this on the podcast. I finally discovered it. The blog post is called "In Defense of Being Confidently Wrong," and this person, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, Artyom Kazak, maybe. They noticed that, some people often talk in a way where they'll often say things like, "My mental model of this is X," or like, "It would seem good. It would seem like it's good to do X," or like, "The prudent option would be this," and I probably think this, or whatever. Lots of people talk like that. I think I have a massive tendency to talk like that. Do you agree? Do you feel like you do that as well?
Yes, I was in a Clubhouse interview yesterday, and I was doing a lot of hedging in that context. Anytime I was about to make a bold statement, where I was like, I would tentatively suggest that ...
Yeah. So look, I think like lots of people do this, certainly me and you included. And this guy, he wrote the blog post, he says that these are all ways to put out a thought that you have without actually identifying with it. And he thinks if you always phrase things in this way, it means you can never like catch yourself out later by thinking, "Oh, I was clearly wrong about something." If you say, "My mental model of this is X," and X turns out to be the wrong mental model, technically you were wrong, but it doesn't feel like you're wrong. You're almost like passing the blame onto your mental model, right?
Yeah. It's my brain that was wrong, not me.
Yeah. You yourself are never wrong. It's only your mental models. And there's nothing wrong with there's nothing bad about having a wrong mental model. A mental model is just something that happens to me. And so if you like always think and always talk in a style where you talk about how things seem and what your mental model is, he says you can entirely avoid two things. You entirely avoid A, the feeling of fully believing something, and you also entirely avoid B, the realization that you are 100% wrong about something. Like if you're always talking about what things seem to be like, what your mental model is, and what probably might be true sometimes, you'll never experience fully believing something, and you'll never experience what it feels like to be 100% wrong about something. And the interesting point that he makes is that the good thing about, if there is the potential of you being confidently wrong about something, it kind of, right, what's a good analogy here? It kind of forces you to like really think about your beliefs and things. It's kind of like how if you were, let's say you were trying to jump a distance of 1 meter, right? Okay, 1 meter is really easy. Let's say you're trying to jump a distance of 2 meters. That would be, okay, that's also easy. Let's say, let's say you were trying to jump a distance of 4 meters, okay? Like you want to jump a distance of 4 meters. Now, you could just lay out, 2 lines in the sand 4 meters apart and try and make the jump. Yeah, that's one way of doing it. Or you could dig a pit of fire and lava, which is 4 meters long, and try and jump over that, right? And when the stakes are higher, when there is an actual cost of being wrong, your mindset about how the hell you're going to jump 4 meters is going to be very different, because now your life depends on jumping this 4 meters. In the first instance, when you're jumping between 2 lines on the beach, your life doesn't depend on jumping 4 meters. And so I think there's a good chance that you can jump the 4 meters when it's over lava, when your life depends on it and you have to do it. And you might end up never jumping the 4 meters in the sand. And so similarly, like if you actually stake claims to things and you expose yourself to the possibility of being like really confidently wrong about something and having to like put your hands up and say, I thought that was true and I'm wrong, then like it sort of tunes your thinking circuits differently, where you're actually, you'll think about things in a different way, and you'll kind of iterate on your beliefs differently. You'll kind of like Whereas if you can always, get away with oh, it seems like this is the case or whatever, like there's no stakes. You can go around having really, really, bad mental models, if you want to call it that. You can go around your whole life having really bad mental models because there's never any reason to try and refine them or like try and actually get them right, because you're never going to be wrong about it. It's always a probably. It's always a seems to be, right? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
All right, thank you for listening to...
Hold on.
That's a joke.